So After Effects to Lottie. So I asked a few weeks ago if any of you had worked with After Effects before, and that was sort of thinking ahead to sharing all of this with you. And a lot of you have historical experience with After Effects, and the general feedback is it's awesome, but sort of don't have time for it. And it is fairly time consuming, but I see certain projects where adding bespoke animations could really lift the overall project and add a lot of value to the client. So I think this is a value add service that you could definitely be adding as an additional extra into your quotes. So rather than eating into your regular time, it's actually an upsell opportunity to sell these kind of bespoke animations to your client. Because they do take a bit of time, but the complexity and as a result the time of creating these bespoke After Effects animations is kind of exponential based on how complex the actual animation is. So if I jump over here and jump to this one, so I'm in After Effects now. So before the summer break, I knew nothing about how to use After Effects. We've got a couple of After Effects gurus in the team. So Petra and Nat are far better at After Effects than me. I'm a bit of a hack, but I was quite encouraged to work out there was a few things that I could quite easily do. So this is an animation that's on the launch website, and we've actually connected up to cycle through that animation based on the scroll position on the page, which I'll talk about later. But effectively, it's just, you've got these different shape elements in After Effects, and, this one, moves from here to here. This one is a line that animates through the line, which is a pretty cool After Effects transform option called Trim Paths. So you just adjust based on a keyframe, the start and the end position. So we may need to do a separate After Effects class, because After Effects is a big kind of beast in its own right. But just if you want to start playing with After Effects, a few quick things that I kind of picked up from YouTube videos that if I'd known at the start would have saved me a bunch of time. Effectively, it's finding your object, and let me jump into another one here. Finding your object here. So this is the layer here. And you're creating keyframes. So a keyframe is you mark this point and this point on the timeline, and you're saying from this keyframe to this keyframe, something's going to change. So to create a keyframe, it's just a matter of clicking on one of these little stopwatch things here. So if I want to rotate this little half circle here, I just click on this little stopwatch, and that adds this little diamond keyframe here. And then if I move forward, so you'll see here that I've actually already animated that person to sort of slide up, sort of like they're clicking on that X, and then the envelope slides away. But now I'm sliding that, animating that half circle here. So if I add another keyframe, so just click this little diamond button on the left here. And then if I adjust at the end, okay, so I've set the rotation over here. So if you want to change that, another little thing that I found a little tricky to find. And again, this might be the long way around. There might be After Effects gurus in here that know far better ways to do these sort of things. But if I move this up here, it creates the center point for the rotation. If I go back to the arrow, and I'm still on this final keyframe, and if I just rotate that, and then I cycle back through, so you see that that is now rotating. So that kind of, or if I could do position and then put a keyframe at the end as well. And then I'll just drag this down here. So you see that's just adjusted that position and cycle back through. So it's rotating and sort of falling. So those basic rotation, move, scale animations are pretty simple. And for, sort of the more abstract, artistic, design elements that just add to the feel of the brand for a website, there's not a lot of complexity in that. If I wanted to say animate, this character's hand moving and that kind of thing, that's beyond my After Effects skills, but I'm sure a bunch of you will start playing around and get that sort of more character animation, next level stuff happening. I know that Petra and Nat have definitely been getting that working. Yeah, Taz, this will be recorded, yeah. Cool, so now you're probably thinking, okay, so I've got a working animation in After Effects. Actually, just a few more quick things before I show how to get that uploaded to a Lottie preview. So yeah, you'll need After Effects from Adobe, and you'll need the Lottie After Effects plugin. So that can be downloaded from the Lottie website. A few tips. So I recommend sticking to vectors and not putting, so you can put JPEG files in this After Effects animation and upload that to Lottie. And we've done that for a few of the ones on the launch website. My caution with that is it makes the file sizes far, far bigger. So I recommend sticking to vectors. I think we're still doing some investigation, but I think it's because the JPEG just doesn't have any fancy compression applied to it. It's basically the full JPEG, whereas when you upload a picture to a grid gallery or a picture block on RocketSpark, it adds a bunch of fancy compression to get that file size down. So yeah, I recommend sticking to vectors to keep the file sizes down. And a really key step is, so you'll see here my AI file. So if I jump into Illustrator, this is actually my Illustrator file. And to get the Illustrator file to import nicely into After Effects, from what I've been able to work out, you want to create separate top-level layers for your main animation components. So like this X that I got to spin is a separate top-level layer. This half round, and then the person that moves is another one. And so it's just a matter of, in After Effects, just dragging your Illustrator file on there. And the best way I've found is to import it as a composition. So if I open this up, you'll see those different layers have imported from the Illustrator file. And one really important point is at this point, labeling your layers, definitely a layer. So when you're having to animate across these different layers, it can get really confusing really fast. So that's a really good point. Thank you. So yeah, one really key thing to note is in this state, if I animate this and then upload it to Lottie, while these are vectors imported from Illustrator, it actually has converted them to bitmap or pixel-based illustration. So if I want them to be vectors and vector animations on the web, I actually need to select them and go create shapes from vector layer. And what this has done is it's actually duplicated those layers, converted them to vectors, and hidden the original Illustrator layers. So the original Illustrator layers are still connected live to the Illustrator file. So if you want to change the shape or the color of one of these components in the Illustrator side, you can change that, save the Illustrator file. This one will update, and then you can reconvert it to a shape layer. But now each of these is a separate vector layer, so you can see the vectors there. So you can even manipulate the vectors in After Effects. So if I jump back to the one that I'd pre-prepared with the animation. So now if I want to get this into Lottie, it's just a matter of using the Lottie extension. Cool. So all of my different compositions show here in this list. And so I think it was person was the name of that one. And so if I just click this little arrow, it then renders it. And so then you get a little preview of your animation. So as I mentioned earlier, at times you might find you've made your animation a little bit too slow, but that's the neat thing about being able to speed that up later. So then it's just a matter of clicking upload. So it's just uploading that. And then click on this little world icon. And this has uploaded that After Effects animation to a Lottie preview. So much the same as what we saw with the SVG to Lottie. So it's just a matter of clicking handoff, clicking the edit pencil, and we get this option to configure it here. So again, let's go 100%, get rid of the width, let's speed up the animation to 5 times. And autoplay loop, turn controls off, and then just copy the code and embed in an HTML block just like before. So again, the hardest part of this process is After Effects. So if you can drive After Effects, getting the After Effects animations onto a website is super easy.